Good morning, everybody. It's Richard Van Camp again. I wanted to just talk a little bit about contemporary Indigenous storytelling. So right now I'm in the ravine in Treaty 6 country out in Edmonton, Alberta. And I'm from Fort Smith, Northwest Territories, which is Treaty 8 country. And a long time ago, probably maybe 35 years ago, I was sitting around a fire with the great and late Trevor Evans. And I want to dedicate this story to his children, Ty, and his nephew Ty, and his son Trey, and Chance Diamond, and his beautiful daughter Elle. I wanted to dedicate this story to his parents, Earl and Marlene Evans, who I love with everything inside of me. We're sitting around a fire. It might have been at Sioux Lake or winter camp, and he told us this story I never forgot. You know, Trevor was always wise beyond his years, and I really want to honor him today with this story. So he said, you guys ever hear that story about that old bull moose making his way through a blizzard? And we all looked at him. We didn't know if it was going to be a joke, and we said, no. He said, I never told you that story. I said, no. He says, okay. He says, get ready. He says, long time ago, he said, this old bull moose was lost in a blizzard, and he was making his way, and the way the snow had thawed and froze again, it was really sharp. That top layer was really sharp on his knees and his legs. So he was getting tired. And he sent out a little prayer for help, and he was getting really weary. He was getting bone weary. And all of a sudden he saw this big teepee in the field and nice smoke coming up and looked so nice and warm in there. So he started making his way towards this big teepee. And as he got closer, he peeked in, and there was these two young bull moose there sitting in that teepee. They're warming themselves by a fire, and there was food. Come in, they said. Come in, uncle. Warm yourself. Oh, man, he was so happy. He went right in that teepee, and he shut that flap. And so those moose were there, and they're warming themselves and eating. And they started talking about the fall and their hopes for the spring. And as they were talking, this pipe came in through the door. It floated, this pipe. And right away, those young bull moose, they got scared. They said, oh, don't touch it. Don't, whatever you do, don't touch it. And here that old bull moose, he grabbed that pipe. He took a big puff, and he went, whew. And then he let that pipe go, and that pipe floated outside the door and went out into the night back in that blizzard. And they said, oh, no. They said, oh, we told you not to touch that pipe. Any moose that touches that pipe, they don't live long. He said, that's okay. He said, it's okay. He says, I'm hungry. I was hungry, but now I'm full. I was cold, but now I'm warm. It's good, he said. Let's go to sleep. Tomorrow's a brand new day, he said. And those, younger moose, they just shook their heads at him, and they all laid down. They went to bed. In the morning, they ate a little bit more, and they made sure that fire was out, and they start going out of the teepee. And the two bull moose, the younger ones, they start going one way, and that old bull moose started going the other way. And he was returning to his homeland. And as he was walking, this arrow came and got him right in the heart, we'll say, right here. And that bull moose went down, that big one. And the two young ones came, and they said, we told you not to touch that pipe. Anyone who touches that pipe and they blow into it, they give it back, they don't live long. We told you not to touch it, and here you touched it, and now you're not going to see the sun set tonight. And that old one looked at them, and he said, that pipe is a hunter's prayer. That pipe is a hunter who is living a good life, is hunting for the people, and it's good. He says they're honoring the treaty. He's lived in a good way. His family's lived in a good way. He says, I'm going to live forever now. And the laughter of their children and their grandchildren and their grandchildren's grandchildren. That's the treaty we have with the people, and they're going to not waste anything. They know what to do with the meat and the sinew and my fur and my bones. I'm going to live forever now. That's why we smoke that pipe. That's a breath of life that we share together. And so Trevor told us that story, and I just never forgot that. I thought, boy, man, that guy really knows his stuff. And just the other day, a couple days ago, we were telling stories down here, and I told that story to some friends, and it hit me halfway through, well, they're vegetarians. So maybe this story doesn't apply to them. But the good news about storytelling is there are some stories that are meant to be added on to, not changed. They're meant to be honored and adapted. So I said, and for all you vegetarians out there, you can always change the story. Next time you're camping, you can say, a long time ago, there was this old carrot, and it was just rolling its way through the storm. and he came upon this teepee, and there are 2 young carrots in there, and they had nice fire, and there's soil and vitamins for that soil, and they just sat around telling good stories. And then you can still have that pipe, and an old pipe come in, and those 2 carrots, they backed up. Oh, they said, and then that old carrot went and, partook in the breath of life that we all share together. You can modify it so it's that way, but when they say the next day, maybe that little carrot, that old carrot rolls out, and he's picked up into the sky, and those young ones say, hey, we told you not to touch that pipe. That old carrot can look down and say, that is a gardener's prayer. That gardener is living a good life. There's no chemicals. Everyone's happy. I'm going to live forever in the laughter of their children, their grandchildren, and their grandchildren's grandchildren. So I wanted to share that with you today to honor the great and late Trevor Evans. I really miss his storytelling. I don't know where he got that story. Maybe from his dad, Earl, or Kenny Hudson, or his grandpa. I don't know. But anyways, Mahsi Cho, everyone. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day. Okay, Mahsi. Bye.